Get down! Get down!
Oh. So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order.
Wow, so Florida is not playing. As you can see here, we got a message from what it looks like probably a sheriff or somebody in law enforcement out there in Florida. And, you know, they've been, taking notes. They've been taking notes. They've been looking around the country, seeing what's going on over in LA with the riots. And, you know, it's been getting very, very violent, man. We've seen rioters throwing rocks at police. There was this one clip I saw with the rioter. He threw the rock at the police. It knocked his helmet off, right? It knocked his helmet off. So, you know, that could have killed that guy if he didn't have a helmet on, right? Or could have caused him some serious bodily harm. We've seen ICE agents being targeted and, you know, being attacked and things like that. In Florida, they said they're not going for it, man. I do love Florida, and this is like partly the reason. You know, they are a no nonsense type of state, you know, and it comes from the law enforcement, but it also comes from the civilians and people there when it comes to like having the stand your ground law and all those things. Now, we know it's not perfect. We know there's been certain situations, if you want to take it back to Trayvon Martin, where people feel like, you know, the stand your ground law was used in the wrong type of way, because George Floyd did go and chase Trayvon Martin down, and then, you know, I guess Trayvon allegedly tried to, you know, beat him up for following him and chasing him down, and, you know, that ended in that ended badly. But this right here today, 2025, I think Florida is doing the right thing and letting their people know beforehand, because they do have a large Latino population, and, you know, they have a large population that is somewhat liberal and probably will be protesting this week. They're going to be outside. People, like when it comes to these things, people do get emotional. But like I always say, man, if it stays peaceful, y'all are good. Go out there, walk, march, follow the rules. The problem is when it comes to, you make the police have to get involved. And that's the things like, you know, blocking the intersections, like you said, obstructing traffic and obstructing justice, and, you know, making it hard for the police to do their job, or making it hard for ICE to do their job. You know, that's the things that they're not going for, man. They're not going for. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens all across the country this weekend and the next coming weeks, right? Because there are a lot of protests planned for this weekend. I've seen in multiple states. It's Friday right now, so I'm gonna drop this video today, and then I guess tomorrow we're gonna see what happens across the country. We got No King's Day here in the DMV. This was something that was kind of already planned before the the riots, was a kind of an anti-Trump type of protest, which I think now is going to turn to something kind of anti-Trump, but also anti-ICE raids and all of that. So, as long as it stays protests, you're fine. Anywhere in the country, they're going to let people, this is America, we do let people, we got a voice, we got freedom of speech. You were able to express how you feel about certain situations, but the violence, that's the part where it's going to be like, you're not really helping anything. The looting, the robbing, the destroying cars and all that stuff, the burning stuff down, that's the stuff that's going to get you killed. That's the stuff that's going to get you locked up and put in jail, unfortunately. So, if you're going out, stay away from those type of activities. You see Florida sheriff not playing, and this is the same mentality that a lot of sheriffs and law enforcement are going to have all across the country, man, because they've seen what happened in LA, and they're not going to want it to get that bad. And they don't want other forces to have to get sent in. That's a big thing too. It's kind of an embarrassment to the LA police that they had to get the National Guard and the Marines to come and help out their city. I got family members in law enforcement here where I'm from, so like I know how they would feel about certain stuff like that. But the biggest thing, like I said, is the violence, man. I'm gonna put that clip here if I can find it, of the police officer getting attacked by those rocks, because like I said, that's the biggest thing. They don't want their own people getting hurt for just trying to do their job, man. They're just trying to do their job at the end of the day. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think about this, what the Florida sheriff said. And yeah, man, stay safe out there, man. As always, love y'all. I'm up.